man. But it's good because we actually got him on here.
Yeah,
what's fine. Going on? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. This time I am going to introduce the Alexis Arguello puppet.
Yep, and you should introduce yourself.
Rex Ruger. Yeah, I know. I went Alexis Arguello first, but you know the Alexis Arguello puppet, right?
And I'm your other host, Frank Benji's, back with another episode.
And we got our man DAVARRIO. Finally, man, we got things fucking situated. Finally, man, DAVARRIO Johnson, man, and you are about to embark on the voyage of a lifetime, from the amateurs to the pros.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, shit, really, right now I'm just looking for a fight, any fight I can get for the most part.
And are you the kind of guy that's ever entertained like any of those? Me and Benji's were talking about this before. Like any of those, like gimmick fights. Like, do you like these kind of gimmick fights when you see like these Jake Paul? Who's the guy we were talking about the other night? Blueface.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Jake Paul. I mean, really, me personally, I feel like if you can get in boxing and make your money like that, it's a good way to make a living. But at the same time, you probably won't get the core fan base of like, you know, the diehard boxing fans. It'll more so be casuals. So, yeah. But I don't have a problem with it. You know, everybody kind of using boxing to their advantage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad didn't know who Blueface was. I told him you would know who he was.
Yeah.
Everybody know who he is.
Yeah. I'm out of the No, I guarantee, man, if you polled a bunch of 50-year-olds wouldn't know who Blueface is.
Yeah.
You should know who Blueface is.
He ends up in the news media for a lot of stupid shit. So yeah, that's probably true.
Does he?
I don't really follow him. Like most I see of him is him boxing. I seen him spar Floyd Mayweather and
he was working Floyd.
Yeah.
Man, Floyd was letting him do all that stuff.
I kind of thought
that's what you said.
I was like, was he trying to make Blueface look good? But then I thought, would Floyd do that for people? Because I don't think he's gonna let people look good on him.
I think Floyd just really don't care because he at a level now where he feel like everybody know what he can do and who he can do it against. So Blueface is kind of, he could play with him and not have to suffer, you know, bad image off of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's not off the table then, man. Jake Paul rolls around, man, and he needs to be straightened out and punched in the face. Easy.
Yeah, exactly. And he fighting guys is better than a lot of guys' first fights too. Like if you look at his first 5 fights and you look at the average prospect's first 5 fights, he's fighting better guys.
Yeah. That wasn't fair though. That wasn't fair though, picking on Nate Robinson, man. You can't do that, man. Come on, man. Nate gave the New York Knicks some good years, man.
But Tyron Woodley, he just fought a former Golden Gloves. I think he was a Golden Gloves champion.
Yeah. But Tyron took the bag not once but twice from Jake Paul.
Yeah, but and the second time they was a little bit too friendly with each other, I thought.
Yeah. Giving each other gifts, man. And come on, man. Andre August the other night sat down quick, man. That was definitely set up, man. Hey, man, listen, man. We were talking about it the other night, though, man. I would take life-changing money, man. Every man's got their pride. I'm not saying that, man. But for what I do for a living, I would take a bag of $5 million slid over to me to let Jake Paul piece me up, man, and get me out of there in one round.
Man, I wish I could get a Jake Paul fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So are there, you being a boxer yourself, you're obviously a fan. Are there guys that that you've looked at as like idols? You know what I mean? Like when you're coming up and following boxing?
Yeah, I like Tank a lot now as far as the newer generation of fighters. But as far as older fighters, I like, I believe his name is pronounced Nicolito Lochi. Mike Tyson, of course, Ali, classic fighters. I like a lot of old school Mayweather when he was Pretty Boy.
Yeah, he was more badass when he was Pretty Boy. And Pretty Boy owes us a lot of money, man. We paid a lot of money for them pay-per-views to watch him lose, and it never happened. Joke was on us, man, all along.
I mean, I was there to watch Money Mayweather lose, but not Pretty Boy.
Yeah, not Pretty Boy. Yeah, it was easier to root against Money. It was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He all of a sudden started to embrace the villain role.
I like the character of Money a little bit better, though. Like, he had more personality as Money Mayweather, but as Pretty Boy, I like his style more. He was more. I feel like he was more flamboyant and more, more flashy. I really like that style of boxing.
Now, I don't know how long, and I don't think we discussed this prior to how far into the interview we were going to bring this up, man. But we figure a guy like you, man, getting your start, with all due respect, I wouldn't think that you wouldn't have all your bases covered, dude. So you probably do got this covered, man. But a good nickname often gets overlooked in boxing. Does DAVARRIO Johnson have one?
I mean, everybody just call me Rio in the city, so I'll probably go with that. But I'd much rather let people give me a nickname,
Wow. Well, you come to the right place.
Well, guess what we have for you?
You've come to the right place, my friend. Because we've come up with a top 5 list of doozies, man, that we think that we can help you. Listen, man. I mean, the fact that we found you, on Facebook, just trying to amass content as we do on Off the Couch Boxing and find people, related and linked up. Doesn't even got to just be legends, man. You know what I mean? People that are on the come up. Anybody that's getting their hustle on in the fight game, man. So us coming across you is just like a stroke of good luck. It's an awesome story, man. And we be doing you a disservice if we're not being Team DAVARRIO and trying to come up with a little creative on our end, man. I mean, what good are we?
Man, I appreciate y'all.
All right, go ahead, Benji. Why don't you hit him?
Can't fight for shit, can't train for shit, DAVARRIO. So all I got for you is a little bit of creativity, man.
Yeah, that's all we got,
I can't bring much.
We're sorry, man. I mean, look at us, man. We're limited.
For a while, I ain't gonna lie.
You said
go
what?
ahead, Benji.
I've been trying to think of like a little nickname for a while, but after a while, I just said it'd be more authentic to let somebody pick, but just I don't want to come up with my own nickname,
Well,
and you really can't.
First of all, this has been something that we put together over the course of a couple days now, so we've been thinking about this.
Yep.
I just want to preface with that. But my first one that I personally like a lot and love it or hate it, Juice Johnson. DAVARRIO Juice Johnson.
Juice Johnson. Hey, it's another juice in the city, though. I will use that.
Okay. All respect it, man. And listen, man, by all means, man, we're not from the same area as you, man, so we have no prior knowledge of this. So please don't think that we're going to be slighted in any way if you shoot these down. Believe me, man. If there's a juice already in the city and this is going to cause problems, man, that's the last thing. We want to build bridges, man. We're not looking to make no problems for it.
That flows smooth, though, Juice Johnson.
Okay.
I can hear that being called.
Okay. Now it's my turn now, okay, man? Okay, now I figured you might like my choice, man, because you are from Detroit, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so how about, and I don't know if you're a guy who likes the nickname before your first name, or do you like it in the middle?
I kind of like it in the middle, but
okay,
at the end, it might sound kind of good, too, depending on what it is.
Okay, so we can either go with DAVARRIO D-Train Johnson or the D-Train DAVARRIO. It's got the Detroit, D-Train. That sounds like something that's coming to run you the fuck over.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
I'm just making listen, man. I'm just making an appeal for my choice, man. Benji struck out with his first choice, Juice. So he's sour grapes over there, man.
He said he would have took it, but there's somebody else there already.
Yeah, we're not looking to make dude, we're not looking to make beefs in Detroit. We don't want that at all, man. All right, go ahead.
It wouldn't be no beef. I would just want my own,
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Benji. You got another one?
I didn't have the list written down, so you might.
I got the list. I believe Dangerous was yours.
Oh yeah, Dangerous.
Dangerous.
I like that.
Dangerous DAVARRIO Johnson. That one in the beginning. Dangerous DAVARRIO Johnson.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
And then what? And then we
that's
also had.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and then we also had Doomsday.
I like that one more.
Oh yeah,
DAVARRIO Doomsday Johnson, or I don't know if it works as well.
It's in the middle. That's in the middle.
It's definitely a middle nickname.
Yeah.
And then you can cut that. And then you could get guys in the gym to cut that right down, and all of a sudden everyone's calling you Doom. Nobody wants to be fucked with. It's called Doom. I'm sorry, man. I rest my case. The jury rests. I think that was all of them right there, man.
Well, the last one we had was Deuce Deuce.
Yeah, deuce. But that might send up some negative connotations of a sensitive issue in the country with guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might go with Doom, but if I go with Doom, I'm gonna have to start stopping everybody.
You are. Yeah. Well, that's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm talking about sparring, all that.
Stomping. Yeah. I mean, hey, man, you know what? I feel like that was a pretty successful little segment right there, man. DAVARRIO seemed to like some of those, man.
Yeah.
Not bad. So out of all the things that you do in a boxing ring, man, what would you say, man, that are like are the things that you consider like your biggest strengths in the ring?
I consider my defense and my head movement my biggest strengths, and then off of that, I usually come with power. So I'll create angles with head movement, defense, and I'll set up my power shots like that. But I feel like that's my biggest strength in the ring is just my head movement, because that set up my power shots. I use it kind of similar to how some fighters use a jab or footwork.
That's cool. Yeah, see, that's something that Deontay Wilder should be listening to tonight, as we just saw the big Day of Reckoning card, man. Deontay Wilder doesn't move his head at all, and it's infuriating, man. He comes in straight and he goes out straight.
He doesn't do
so most heavyweights don't move their head.
Yeah. It's like somebody just put a battery in his back and just wound him up and set him out there, man.
Exactly.
He's so robotic and stiff, man. And because of his performance tonight, he fucked up Wilder versus AJ.
Yeah, I hope we still get to see that fight, because I still think Wilder will win that just off athleticism and power.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I do too, man.
But
so why boxing, man?
You said why boxing?
Yeah, why boxing for you, man? Like, where'd that come from, man? You've been doing it a long time, man. You getting a lot of fights when you were a kid?
I started when I was 12 with Glenn Wilson. At the time, he was one of the best boxing coaches in the city, and it's not like he isn't active now, but he isn't training as many fighters. But I really always just wanted to box. Like, I didn't get in a whole bunch of fights as a kid, probably, as much as the average kid, but I just really wanted to learn how to box.
And when you grow up in an area like Detroit, and of course we're here in upstate New York, man. The state of New York is no picnic either, man. Certainly rough areas in New York, man. But obviously Detroit known to be like a rough, hard-nosed city. Do you feel like that shapes who you are as a fighter? Yeah,
I do, but not in the way that most people would think. Like, like I said, I didn't really have too much of a rough childhood. I would say it was average, not much to write home about, but in the gyms, that's really more so what shaped me. Like, you get a lot of rough, rugged fighters, everybody trying to take your head off. And it's more like a uniform style. Like, everybody is volume punchers, just aggressive.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, just picking your brain more on just regular boxing stuff, just because we had such a great year with boxing, like fights this year. What was your favorite fight of the year?
My favorite fight of the year. That's a tough one.
Because we saw like Haney Loma, Spence Crawford. We saw a lot. Canelo, Charlo.
I would have to say my favorite of the year was Spence Crawford.
Yeah.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, that's got to be an easy choice, man.
For Crawford.
And I don't like Haney going around. I don't like Haney going around, man. First of all, man, fucking saying that he should be the fighter of the year, man. And like now him and his dad are shitting all over Crawford's performance, man. Okay, he might have beat Prograde, man, but he didn't beat Lomachenko, dude. He didn't have that great of a fucking year, man. I'm sorry, man.
I still got to go back and look at that fight, because I went back and forth like 3 times on it. When I first watched it, I did have Loma winning. Second time, I had Dale. Third time, I'm not really sure, so I just got to keep going back and looking at it. Probably this 4th time, I'll make my decision. But
it is tricky. It is tricky, and I'm not saying maybe even Loma didn't deserve to even necessarily win, but it's certainly, man, a draw at the absolute fucking worst, man. There's no way in hell, man.
That's my true assessment, because I don't think Loma did enough to lift the belts from the champ.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that too.
I still think in a technical fight, though, if there was no belts or they both were on an equal playing field, Loma would have won that fight.
Yeah.
That's
why it's a lot easier. Yeah, that's why I have to say, DAVARRIO, the best style is not letting shit go to the cards. Not in boxing.
Yeah, but I do think his body shots were being overlooked, though, because Devin was landing a lot of sneaky body shots, but they was in the inside, so it's hard to really see him. I know
Well,
from a certain angle, the judges can't really score him as effectively.
well, also think about this. Just this is just something that I thought about. Were those punches really clean and effective? Because it seemed like Loma got stronger as the fight went on. Do you think body work would take a guy out of the fight or slow
It
him
usually
down?
does. Yeah.
I think they were clean. I just don't think they were effective, really.
Yeah, yeah, that's a difference. Because Devin can't break an egg, man. But I mean, hey, but listen, man, he is becoming the face of boxing, though, man. He's becoming the new Floyd.
Yeah, but
I
he
just wanna
definitely
see
hurt
what
Prograis.
Yeah, Tank's got to come along and knock him off, dude. That needs to happen, man. Enough with the back and forth bullshit on fucking Twitter or wherever the hell these young guys are fucking barking back and forth at each other, man. Fight, fucking fight already, man. 140 is good, man. The only thing Tank's gonna be worried about is Devin coming in at 170.
Yeah.
He gained 25 pounds. He gained 25 pounds overnight before he came in against fucking Prograis.
But I still think even if Tank is like a naturally smaller guy, his power can transcend weight classes. Like, he just hit that hard, I believe.
Yeah.
That's probably true. What do you think about, I don't know if you just seen this in the media or not, but Tank bought his whole neighborhood.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then,
I did see
and
that.
then, and then apparently the next day, the whole neighborhood caught on fire.
What?
Yeah.
Real?
That's what I saw. I don't know if it's true or not.
Hear
I saw
about
that.
catching on fire.
What is
That's
it?
crazy.
Is that some kind of a scam to collect insurance money? What the hell's that all about?
I mean, well, his plan was to build the block back better, build it better.
Oh, see,
So I
that's
don't know,
cool. That's
maybe
cool.
if he burned it down, fucking to make it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start over, man. Yeah. I see where I grew up, man. It looks like it should be burned down and start over,
That
man.
could have been internet satire, though. I don't know, but
yeah.
It might
Now, one thing I noticed, man, as we met and gotten acquainted on Facebook, though, man, is that, and I was so interested, man, that you brought this up, though, man, that you used to be into some of like the knuckle conditioning, man, like for martial arts, man.
Yeah, so I actually started in Tang Sudo, like a little bit before I started boxing.
Yeah.
And they would teach us different knuckle conditioning and shin conditioning. So I carried a lot of that over into boxing, like, hitting the rice and hitting the old makiwaras.
I like that. Yeah.
It really helped a lot, too, because I don't really have as many hand problems as most boxers do. And then, like, when I'm in the ring with guys, they tell me they can actually feel my knuckles through the gloves. So it just gives me a little bit of an added edge.
Here, man, let's see, man. Hold one of those fucking things up, man.
Oh, man. They ashy right now.
Hey, man, look at those things, man. Yeah.
ropey.
Yep. Yeah. You don't want to get hit by ropey knuckles, man. You don't, man. They hurt. They fucking hurt.
Especially ropey knuckles that have been working the Makawara effectively.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Fucking, you're among friends, man. If friends can't show other friends their ashy knuckles, man, I mean, come on, man. Where are we in life, man? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Look at Benji's over there, man. That's my son, man, and I'm ashamed. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm wearing this trash bag Buffalo Bills uniform.
That's why I'm ashamed, man. That's why I'm ashamed, man.
Black people, we get a little different kind of ashy, though.
Yeah, I know you do, man. But are you a fan of other sports there in Detroit?
To be honest, not really. Like, boxing is the only sport I really watch.
Yeah, no Pistons, no fucking Detroit Lions.
No, but like if I'm at a party or something or at somebody's house and, football just happened to be on, I might watch a little bit of that or basketball sometimes, but I wouldn't say I really know anything about the sport, to be honest with you.
You're not missing much.
No reason to watch the Pistons, buddy.
No reason to watch the Pistons. Yeah. We can help you. We can help you out right there, man. Save you a lot of time, man, on the tube, man. The Pistons, terrible. I don't know how the Lions are doing, man. I can't follow the NFL, man, because it's not the NFL that I grew up on, man. There's no toughness to it anymore. A lot like boxing, man. Boxing needs some characters to come back in and make it tough again and scary again.
The Lions are actually good this year.
Are they?
Yeah, I heard they was good.
Yeah.
So what is the goal, man? Like, what is the goal, man? Like, now that you're turning pro, like we saw a guy we just talked about, Vasily Lomachenko. We saw him have the audacity to demand a title fight in his second pro fight, man. Is that the kind of results that you're looking for? Immediate impact?
To be honest, like I just really want to take the toughest fights I can as soon as I can because I know right now I'll probably be brought in as an opponent anyway. So
Yeah.
I really just want to get fights that's worthwhile too. Like if I have to fight unknown prospects, I will. I don't have a problem with that. But I want to fight guys around the city, around the city first with a little bit more notoriety, and then start working my way up to more major boxing cities. Because Detroit kind of, I don't want to say fell off recently as far as boxing culture, but we don't really have too many up and coming prospects.
Yeah.
At least around my age group.
I feel like there would be though, man. You know what I mean? Like a city like Detroit reminds me of like a city like New York. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, man, like it would be like a hotbed for boxing, man. It's crazy that it's not.
Yeah, like what I see happen here a lot, and this is no shade towards anybody, but guys will go pro. They'll have like about 4 or 5 fights, and then they 6th or 7th fight, maybe they 10th, around that. They'll get in with a guy that's decent, and they'll lose and kind of just fall off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you do got to stay with it, man. It is pretty unforgiving, man. I'd have to say, man, after their performance tonight, man, Wilder's done, man. Wilder's done. He's cooked, man.
I still got to get a chance.
He ain't never been the same. He ain't never been the same. He ain't never been the same after Fury in his head,
Listen, man. Spare yourself the time, dude. He didn't win a round.
Not a round.
He got dominant the whole time.
Much love to Joseph Parker, man. Love Joseph Parker, man. Congrats to him, man. If he ever sees,
especially if you're a guy who likes defense and movement, and Joseph Parker just dominated him, dude.
Fought a brilliant fight. Won every round, man, on the cards. Beautiful fight, man. And then Anthony Joshua just came out and beat the piss out of Otto Wallin.
Yeah. And I missed all the cards tonight.
Used him like a punching bag. I'll tell you who didn't look good. I'll tell you who didn't look so great, even though he was dominant, man, was Bivol. He couldn't close the show, man. He had that guy hurt a bunch of times, man, and couldn't knock him out.
We didn't stop him?
Dimitri Bivol. No. At that point, the whole card had been knockouts, and then they got to his fight.
The only 2 fights that were decisions was Deontay and Parker and Bivol.
Yeah, everything else was a knockout. All the other 6 fights, 8 fights total, and the other 6 were all knockouts.
Out of everybody, I thought, because Bivol does have a nice style, and I feel like he got underrated power too.
Yeah, he does. He's nasty, man. Yeah, people need to see him and Beterbiev. That's the showdown that everybody needs to see. So as far as you in the ring, man, a lot of guys feel like they either have knockout power or they don't. You a knockout guy because you talked about defense before, man. But can you swat, man? I imagine you could.
I actually can, but the thing is, in sparring, because that's mostly what I post on Facebook. I'm really not trying to hurt guys. I'm just trying to work on stuff, get myself better, and if I can actually help them get better too. But I do have 1 or 2 videos of myself knocking some guys out on there too.
Yeah, you got to have those, man. You got to have those. Benji's, where's your knockout videos?
The only thing I knock out is splits.
What a bad influence I am, man. Come on, man. Hey, you're not supposed to show me that, man.
Bad influence. I bad influenced you.
I know. Yeah. I'm high as a kite right now. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie to our audience, man. I
turned my dad into a pothead.
Yeah. Well, I was one. Listen, man, I got the right to defend myself. I was one, and then I went on the wagon for quite a. I've recently fallen off, but I mean, I was on the wagon for a while though, man. No weed. Yeah, I had to let the lungs heal up, man. Yeah, but that's starting to become pretty prevalent though. Yeah. I mean, when Mike Tyson went out to fight Roy Jones in that exhibition last year, man, he smoked before he went out and fought.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't know if that's a great strategy.
I've seen people smoke before they box, and it doesn't really affect them at all. They still got their wind about them. They still got their skills. Nothing really changed. Some people, not everybody, could do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to fight under the influence of weed. You got to be able to tap into that aggression that's inside of you. I think the weed is counterproductive to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You want to mellow the fuck out, man. I mean, I'm sure
I'm
sure you know DAVARRIO, right? You're no stranger to a little smoke, right?
I actually never smoked before.
Oh, look at that, man. Virgin lungs.
Yeah. Hey, actually, you honestly smart, because usually, everybody I know who started smoking when they were young, they never quit that shit.
Yeah. Not going to be good for the cardiovascular in the long run.
I never actually smoked or drank before. Like I never even had a drink.
That's good. That's
That's
good,
like
man. Yeah.
clean living.
If I knew what I knew now, man, back then, man, I would have tried to cut that same path, man, if I could have, man. You know, because you start to get older in life, man. You start thinking about your own mortality, man, and then you start thinking about like, God, I got to get rid of all my bad habits, man, or they're eventually going to kill me. You know?
Yeah.
But it's hard to do.
Yeah, it really is.
So what's this fight you're working on, man? Do you have any idea of an opponent, anything, a date, anything, or is everything still in the very early stages?
Right now, I don't have any idea. A matchmaker just hit me up on Facebook and he said he wanted me to fight on the card in Motor City, actually, but he didn't tell me much more than that. He got in contact with the guy's coach. He said that they was gonna set it up, so they really just supposed to keep me posted. But I never know much about these fights, and then what's been happening is people just pull out. Like I had 4 fights. This will be the 4th fight that I had lined up, but the other 3, they just canceled. So I don't know what's gonna happen, honestly.
What's going on, man? Are they getting a load of those knuckles, dude, and running for the fucking hills? What's going on?
I mean, I think that might be it.
It
Somebody
might be.
told me, like, you posted videos on Facebook and, you know, it's good and all, but they was like, yeah, they might see you and be like, oh, we're not fighting this guy.
I'm going to say, I'm going to say ultimately the decision is yours, man. But as me and Benji's now being voluntary members of Team DAVARRIO, I'm going to implore you to not post any more videos and no more knuckle pictures. That's enough, man. We're scaring guys off.
Yeah, I got to stop, man.
Knock it off. Yeah. No more.
We need fights, not fans.
Yeah, we need fights. No one's going to be a fan of wanting to get those knuckles, man. That's for sure, man. No wonder they're all getting the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, we can't scare them off like that, DAVARRIO, man. We got to think out our strategy here, man.
The crazy part, I don't even post my best videos on Facebook for that reason. Like, I don't want to scare off the competition.
Yeah, don't. But I do like that competitive edge, though, man. You know what I mean? That swagger of saying, man, hey, if the competition could see every video, man. You know what I mean? Like, there'd be a little bit of
Definitely, because, I noticed Devin Haney actually used to do the same thing. He would post all of his sparring videos, and he used to get criticized, too. But, I think his dad ended up saying, it doesn't really matter if you prepare for him. If you've seen his videos, when you get in the ring, it's different.
Yeah. Now, where are you coming from us? Now, where are you joining us from right now? It looks like you're up on top of a roof somewhere in Detroit. Are you?
I actually agree. It looks like you're on a roof.
Yeah.
Parking lot.
Oh, okay. It literally looked like it wasn't just me, right? Benji's
no, I thought he was on a roof too.
Yeah. I thought maybe you were contemplating jumping. I was going to say, wait, listen, the knuckle pictures aren't that bad, dude. Relax. We'll work around it. But listen, man, when you're starting your career, obviously it's a very dangerous sport, man. We see so many guys, we talk about it on here all the time. Guys who come out the other side of the sport who don't have their faculties, man, who might not have, who might not have prospered as well or gotten screwed over by the business end of the, of the sport. Is it something you give thought to as to how long you want to be in this sport?
Yeah, being 26, about to turn 27 in the next month.
Yeah.
In boxing terms, I'm kind of old, so I don't really know how long I'll be in the sport, but I have taken good care of my body, so I'll probably be able to last longer than the average fighter for sure. But
yeah. Well, and we talked about this, man, like before the interview too, man. Sometimes a lot can be said for like, we talked about Lomachenko staying in the amateurs for 400 fights though, man. You know what I mean? Like, depends on what how you're navigating, your career, man. But like Lomachenko could have spent a lot of his good years still laboring at the amateurs, Yeah.
I feel like a lot of fighters get burnt out in the amateurs too, especially in Detroit.
You got to get going, man, right? You got to get going in your career.
Well, yeah.
People either start too early or too late a lot of times.
Yeah.
Well, you say that 27, you're old for boxing. I mean, I really don't feel like you are because think about it, dude. Everybody that's a champ right now, Crawford's like 36, Fury's 35. They're all like, they're all old.
Yeah.
They're all like older guys.
That's really how I feel about it too. Like me personally, I would say I'm young, but people have a stigma that if you 26, 27, you old. But I'm not even in my prime yet, really.
Well, yeah, because nah. It's those dudes that are just 18, 19, 20 that talk all that shit. Oh, you're an old head. You're an old head. No, the fuck I'm not, bro. What are you talking about? I'm like the same as you, bro.
27 is old? I'd love to be old again then, if that's considered old.
Last week at the gym.
Yeah, I don't know why they be doing that. One of my best friends is, I work with him. He's a young dude. He's only 21, but he always be doing that. Oh, you're an old head. I'm only 29, bro. I'm not an old head.
Yeah, that's not old by any means, dude. For God's sakes, man.
Yeah.
And then you see a guy like Bernard Hopkins, man. He fought into his 50s, man. But an interview I would implore you to watch. It's not up on our channel yet, man, because we just did it earlier this afternoon, man. But was Nate Campbell. Now he was a very successful boxer, and he had his first amateur fight when 25.
Yep.
Oh wow.
First amateur fight at 25.
Oh yeah, that's the one you were telling me about, right?
Yeah, an amazing career, man. Shared the ring with Danny Garcia, Victor Ortiz, Casamayor. I mean, you know, was
he unified a championship with 3 belts.
Yeah. It started
undisputed, but was unified 3 belts.
Yeah, and didn't get an amateur fight till he was 25.
I could really see myself as like sort of a B-hop in the game as far as longevity. Like my body is still young, so I feel like I could do it in my 40s and 50s and, you know, possibly beyond that.
Just don't take a lot of punishment to the head, man. You know what I mean? Like you see a lot of these guys, man, come out the other end, man, and don't have the faculties. You know what I mean? Like that's where, that's the part of your body that you want to be intact. You know?
Yeah. Who was it? Who was it that did it to B-hop? Joe Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's true. Well, you shouldn't have brought that up, man. But you got a guy, you know, is there a guy in your mind, man, you know, who's up on that pedestal as the GOAT? You know, everybody in every sport always talks about, like, who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? You got a GOAT in your mind who it is for boxing?
As far as a GOAT, that's a tough one.
Not Floyd. Is it Floyd?
You know, I wouldn't say Floyd. Greatest of all time is actually hard for me. Like it's not really that easy for me to pick.
Yeah, it is pretty hard, man. There's a lot of guys that come on here that just rattle off an answer, and sometimes I think that too. They answer a little too easy.
Hey, man, Alexis Arguello's got a case back there for being a top.
Yeah,
top
he's at least got one of the best mustache, man, and that's voted on by all the ladies in America, man. I mean, come on, man, look at that stash. That's beautiful. Alexis Arguello was great though, and criminally underrated. I'm glad you brought his name up. Put a little shine on him, man. That's nothing wrong with that. Alexis Arguello was amazing. He really was.
I know everybody judges GOAT status differently too. Like I know some people look at accolades and some people look at skill. Like me personally, I'm more of a skill guy. Like a guy can have a lot of losses, no belts, but if he has a certain level of skill, I might rate him as a GOAT over a guy with a whole bunch of belts, you know, but not as much skill.
Yeah, I like that rationale too, man. Like a guy like James Toney, who did win belts, but was just successful. Every weight that he stopped at, he was just, you know, he was successful, fought the top guys there, stopped there, fought the top guys, moved on, you know?
Yeah, or Sweet Pea.
Yeah. Just didn't necessarily.
That's one of my favorite fighters too.
Yeah, Sweet Pea's the best. Sweet Pea really is the best, man. He makes a good case for GOAT, and he's got losses, man. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the GOAT has to be an undefeated guy, man. You know, I think why a lot of guys say Floyd's the GOAT is because of a lot of it is what he did in business too. You know, he managed his career smart, man, and he walked away from the game with his faculties and a lot of money. He's still fucking us sometimes, though, man, with these dumb exhibition fights he's got to come back and do every 2 years.
I haven't really watched any of his exhibitions, honestly.
Me neither. No point.
Yeah,
John Gotti's grandson. Why is he fighting?
Crazy. Come on. Yeah.
I just seen the fight at the end, like they actually got mad before.
Yeah, it was like pushing shoving.
He's tarnishing his legacy by doing these, though, man. I don't think these are good for his career, though, man. I think these make his career a mockery.
Exactly.
He should have quit while he was ahead. I think.
Well, actually, no. We're talking about it. What do you think about, like, technically on Floyd's record, his 50th win is Conor McGregor? Does that count to you? Because in my mind, he's 49-0. He's not 50-0. Like Conor McGregor's debut in boxing was the greatest boxer of all time. Like, no, that's not fair. It does look
bad because it's a debut fight against a guy that's not even a boxer by trade, but at the same time, it is Conor McGregor. He is an all-time great fighter. Not a boxer, but he is a great fighter, you know?
Yeah.
But
I know
you could see in that fight, and I remember us watching this fight, that he was trying to go to the tendencies of the UFC and throw hammer fists.
Yeah.
And he wasn't prepared to box.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did look like a newbie, dude. He didn't look like he knew what he was doing, though. It's okay, give him the win, man, but it definitely should have an asterisk next to it, man. I don't know. It's tainted. It's tainted for sure, man. But that's like, okay, if Conor McGregor and Francis Ngannou can land these kind of fights, man, why not you? That's discrimination, man.
Yeah.
If you're starting out your career, you know, then how come you can't be elevated right into the ranks? Francis Ngannou got ranked number 10 by the WBC after losing to Tyson Fury.
And no disrespect to you or Conor McGregor, but if you took your debut pro fight against Floyd Mayweather and he beat you, would that really be something for him to go to his homies and be like, yo, I just whooped this dude in his first fight?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Win for me. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a W for you no matter what. So,
it's a win-win for you all day. Yeah, it's a lose-lose for him. There's no upside to him at all. You know what I mean? Like, if he beats you, he can't brag. And if he loses by some means, he's a laughing stock of boxing.
Yep, exactly.
It's detrimental, man. So what else do you do, man, when you're not boxing, man? You know, how else do you keep busy, man?
Man, to be honest, these days, all I do is box. I'm boxing or I'm training.
Are you like Mr. T? You're just locked out in some boiler room, punching on a makawara all fucking day, eating raw meat?
That's pretty much what it is, man.
Yeah. Really, you know what? You gotta keep that Spartan lifestyle, man. That's the way to keep the edge.
Yeah, you know, I made a decision. I pretty much, you know, I decided I'm gonna dedicate my life to it. So, you know, I'm looking to fight soon, and I'm gonna take all the toughest fights I can, but I want to make sure I'm 100% ready. I never want to be able to say, well, I lost, but it was because I was out of shape, or it's because I left something in camp. I want to actually be able to fight and give it my all and know that it was my all.
Yeah.
So I just all I do.
And now you're certainly going to remember, man, that Off the Couch Boxing, man, was here on the scene interviewing you first, man. So we're Team DAVARRIO, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh,
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. We just want to make sure, man. I mean, you know. Huh?
But I appreciate y'all having me on, especially, you know, I ain't even had a fight yet.
Well, it's not even just about having you know, it's just people that have like a, you know, any kind of passion for it, man. I feel like, man, I take great offense to the fact that when someone gets on and criticizes a fight, you could criticize a guy's performance, man, but calling any of these guys the dreaded bum word is terrible.
Yeah, but dude, listen too, because we've had a lot of legends on here, and you ain't no more or less than any of them. You were schooled on the game just like anybody else. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they've accomplished some shit, man. But, you know, at the end of the day, they all put their pants on one leg at a time, man. You know what I mean? Right. Like, they've all done what they've done, man, through hard work, man. You don't know that you're not going to work that hard and end up in the same places, you know? I mean.
Yeah, that is true. I'm just appreciative and grateful to be on the same platform as those guys, though.
Yeah. I know, man. We really have been outdoing ourselves, Benjis. I think we should be patting ourselves in the back, man. We've been giving the people the content. We've been giving people the content, man. We have been. We've been delivering, man. Our pinnacle was James Toney, man. So far, certainly no disrespect to any of the other guests, man. But having a guy like James Toney, who I consider, I saw a podcast where Shannon Briggs fucking said it best, man. James Toney is a real talk top 25 fighters of all time. That's undebatable, man. He might even crack the top 20 all time. I'd say a lot.
So. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, from 160 to heavyweight, insane, man. I mean, what he managed to do. I would say he was best at 160, 168, man. But he went all the way up and won the heavyweight title, man. That's crazy, man.
I did like watching him at heavyweight, too, because he did carry his defense and head movement to those higher divisions. And I feel like his eyes were still good, you know? Yeah. He still had those good eyes.
And I'll tell you one thing that he does do well, man, and Benji's can attest to this, man. You know, he is one of those guys that does not backpedal, man. He is the best, and that's it. He will not hear anything else, man. Do not try to tell him that any guy could fucking beat him at any fucking weight because he's not taking it, man.
Dude, there was a guy that Samuel Peter. I don't know if you remember Samuel Peter, the Nigerian Nightmare. He double ear clapped a guy in a fight.
Yeah,
and I thought it was James Toney. I wasn't sure if it was, though. So I asked him on the podcast, was that you that happened to? And he said, and I quote, Samuel Peter wouldn't do that to me. He knows better. He wouldn't do that to me.
Yeah. He did say that, man. But James Toney is one of those guys, man. And I do believe there's a fine line to being arrogant and cocky and being confident. And James Toney shows a lot of class in knowing right where that line is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that believes that he's the best, man. And I think you got to have that.
Yeah, I always felt like pretty much every boxer who takes it serious is arrogant to some extent, you know?
You got to be.
But,
yeah.
You
got to believe
the people that don't understand that, but the people that do. You know what I mean? The boxing fans understand you got to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody really thinks at the end of these fights, everybody really hates each other. It's all love. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just
now as you're jockeying for this exciting debut at the professional level, man, are there any nerves, man, or has that all gone away, man? Like, do you feel like you're at a point in your career, man, like where your skills and your inside are balanced?
Yeah, I don't really have any nerves just because, I have so much in-ring experience. Like, I used to get the butterfly. When I first started boxing at 12, I would get butterflies every time I get in the ring and spar. But I would spar every single day. And then, I ended up taking a break. I got back into it at 18. And, same thing to an extent, butterflies and whatnot. But I just been in the ring with so many different people, different sizes, different skill levels, different styles. I just don't really get nervous,
Yeah. I think we should start a little bit of trouble, though, man. We wouldn't turn off the fucking, we wouldn't turn a blind eye to a potential Jake Paul fight, though, right?
Oh, no, definitely not.
There you go. I'm considering that a call-out, DAVARRIO. I'm considering it a call-out.
I mean, my thing is, like, I'll fight anybody, literally. Like, I'll fight a 160-pounder. I'll fight a 260-pounder. I'll fight a 110 guy. Like,
I like that.
That's just how I am personally.
A fight's a fight, yeah. I remember we were talking about that. Like, that's what you liked about the old school UFC. I like that too, man. There were no sizes back then. It was just styles against styles. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a 300-pound Greco-Roman wrestler against a 180-pound karate guy.
Exactly, and I always felt like it added a different edge to it too. Just seeing a guy that's like 160, 180 going up against a guy that's maybe 100 or more pounds heavier. Like, it just adds a different edge,
Yeah.
A lot of times they beat him.
Yeah, and although we did see that on the card today, though, which you don't see a lot, man. Jarrell Big Baby Miller coming in at 333 pounds.
Yeah, I seen that too.
Almost damn near 100 pounds more than Daniel Dubois.
He got beat up too.
He got beat up.
He got beat up too.
He got beat up the whole fight, though, man, and then stopped. Yeah, I mean, I know he likes to come in real big and brolic. But that was about probably 30, 40 pounds too heavy for him. He likes to come in fluffy, dude, but that's even too fluffy for him, man.
I was actually expecting him to win the fight, too, by stoppage.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to win.
I thought he was, too, man.
Dubois went to the body early and often, and it sapped Jarrell.
Yeah.
And then everything he threw didn't have nothing on it.
Yeah.
So he was just standing there, Dubois, and he was getting hit by shit that didn't even matter. And then he was just rocking him.
And that's a lot of body to hit too, man. I mean, Big Baby's a wide body, man. He's a big guy.
I think he would do better if he slimmed down to at least 240.
Yeah, he really should. It would benefit him a lot. He would be around 240, 250. He'd be a menace.
I mean, shit, dude. Even 270.
Yeah, he's got an engine. He's got an engine on him, man. Like, he can go
like freaking 80 pounds almost. He's shaving off.
And so, we always want the guests to feel comfortable on here, DAVARRIO. Don't want to feel any pressure, man. But are we leaning any particular way towards any of the nicknames, DAVARRIO? Do we got an early winner in your mind?
I like Dangerous and I like Doom for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it was originally Doomsday. Remember?
Doomsday.
Yeah.
But it could be Doom though. It
could be Doom. Yeah.
We did discuss that
I actually thought about Doomsday before. It's crazy you said that, though.
Yeah, Doomsday. Yeah, see, Doomsday. See, I said Doomsday, man, was a good choice, man. Doomsday. We got to get rid of Juice because we don't want to start any turf wars. Well, we were on the fence about D-Train.
Doomsday might be it, though.
Huh?
Doomsday might be it.
Yeah, Doomsday should be it, man. Doomsday, and I'm not just saying that because I came up with it, Benji's, man. I'm not rubbing your nose in it or nothing, man.
No,
but
Doomsday. I mean, the list came down to 2, and it was one of each of ours.
Yeah, it was, man. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man. We were so intent on helping Team DAVARRIO, man, that we were literally doing the nicknames, man, in the announcer voice.
Yep.
And Doomsday sounded good, man. Doomsday sounded good in the front and in the middle.
The Amazon Prime dude was delivering a package to his house, and he was out in his car smoking, yelling, "DAVARRIO! Juice Johnson!"
I was trying it out, man. Yeah. Well, come on, man. I feel like that's the real litmus test right there,
and
man.
And then the Amazon Prime worker's knocking on his window, like,
yeah,
"Hey, man, I got a package."
Yeah. Hey, I was smoking weed in the car though. He did say it smelled good in there though, man. And then he dropped the package in there, man. I didn't know what proper etiquette was, man. Do you offer the Amazon Prime guy a fucking hit off the pipe? I don't know if they're allowed. He's driving packages around, for God's sake, man. He should have a clear mind, man. But listen, man, I mean, dude, we're so glad that we finally got a chance to meet you, man. And listen, man, I mean, we're throwing our early support into your corner, my man.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you, really.
Yeah, dude, we appreciate you driving to wherever the fuck you drove to, man. I don't know, man. At first I thought you were up on top of a roof. You say a parking lot. I don't know, man. You're not going to get sniped up there, are you?
Oh, no, I'm good. I just had to get some better reception. I live around a lot of trees, so it's really hard to get reception where I'm at.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But listen, man, I mean, we're so glad that you did take the time, go to all this trouble, man, to get on here with us, man. We really appreciate it, man. Of course, we're obviously in touch. Obviously, we're obviously in touch with you now, man. We'll certainly do this again. We certainly want to keep up to speed on what's going on, man. What career moves you're making, man. Me and you were talking offline or whatever, man. So, but we appreciate you coming on and doing it. I want to keep you out there all night, man. But it's been fun, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to say right off the bat, there he goes, folks. DAVARRIO Doomsday Johnson.
Yup.
There it is, man. There it fucking is, man. We just coined it, man. We just coined it.
It sounds good, though, when you say it.
Yeah, and you're right, man. You can't give yourself a nickname, man. All the true good nicknames, man, you've got to be dubbed by somebody else, man. They have to be. Yeah. Hey, you know what, DAVARRIO? Happy to help, brother. Happy to help.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah. We appreciate you, man. Have a good night, man. Be safe, man. Have a good holiday, man.
All right, thanks, you too. Happy holidays.
Yeah. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Take care.
Yep.
Later, bro. We're an early supporter of that kid. We're an early supporter, man, and I'm so happy, man, that he liked Doomsday, man. I'm psyched up, man. My name won. Not that I'm trying to gloat, but...
No, you're gloating, but it's okay.
Yeah. DAVARRIO, Doomsday. Watch that kid, man. Straight out of the D, straight out of Detroit. Alexis Arguello, he might give you a run. No, what am I talking about?
Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday might give you a run, man.
He liked Juice, though.
Yeah, he did like Juice, man, but we don't want to start any fucking problems with him, but him out there in the D.
I knew Juice was elite, though. That was a good one.
Yeah, Juice Wesley. And even he said that he thought about it before. And he did really flirt with Dangerous, too. He seemed to like Dangerous. He even did like D-Train a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
He was feeling them all. Man. We did him a service, man. Hey, just put us in charge of the creative team, man. That's all. Right. I mean.
Budget me in for creativity.
Yeah, budget me in for creativity.
Put me on the payroll. Somebody.
Hey, listen, man, I would definitely say, man, keep an eye on that fucking kid, though, man. He's going places, man, and he was even in here, man. Like when we did our intro, man. That's a new thing right there, man. He was already here.
Yep.
I had to let him in, man. He was knocking at the door. I'm not gonna make him fucking wait now with those knuckles.
But yeah, great interview, and I gotta say.
Like and subscribe on Facebook.
Subscribe. Yep.
On Facebook. What the fuck am I talking about?
Hit the YouTube notification bell. Find us on Facebook. And big ups to fucking Gary Busey. I'm about to quote him and tell you this, that I can go 15 seconds with anything.
And so can Reckless Rexx Ruger. 15 seconds.
And there was a big shout out to Alexis Arguello tonight.
Yep. Big shout out to Alexis Arguello, who is heavily featured, man. Or at least referenced a whole bunch of times, man. And big ups to straight out of Detroit, Motown, baby, home of the Motor City Cobra, Thomas Hearns, and Ford factories. I don't know. I was trying to think of something else, man. They don't really have any sports teams to brag about this time, man. That is DAVARRIO. I'm going to call it right now. DAVARRIO Doomsday Johnson, man, who was our guest tonight, man. Keep an eye on that kid, man. He's going to be making some serious. I don't even want to call him a kid, man. I mean, by the time he turns pro, he's going to be almost 27, man. But, hey, as we learned from Nate Campbell in our earlier interview today, man, it's never too late, man. That kid's going to do some shit because he's got his nose to the grindstone. Clean living, kids.
Clean living.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to Uncle Rexx and Uncle Benji's, man. Don't do what we do.
You don't listen to Uncle Flamethrower.
Yeah. You don't want to listen to Uncle Franky Flamethrower and Uncle Reckless Rexx because if we're on here smoking, man, that's for the big people, kids. Go to bed. Go to past your bedtime, man. Yeah. So I want to say again, happy holidays, and if you want to be a champion, you've got to roll with the champs.